So it's easy to think that the biggest teachers of all time are the most educated people, the people who studied hardest and the people who know most, who have stored the most amount of information in their brains. Not in my experience. The last couple of days I've been playing what I call a surrender game with my 3-year-old niece, Lia. So here is kind of a typical day for us during this surrender game of ours. Of course, she has no idea we're playing a game called the surrender game. She plays a totally different game. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I wake up. All I want to do is meditate for an hour at least. But I need to go to the bathroom first. And if I'm really quiet, I can sneak by without waking her up. But of course, that's not gonna happen. So I wanted to meditate. What she wanted to do was to go for a 6 o'clock bike ride with me. And my mind is screaming, no, I'm too tired. All I want to do is meditate right now. So do I say no because I'm really not comfortable doing what she wants and it's a little bit much to ask? Yes, that's probably the reason. If I say yes, do I make anybody in this world's life better? And yes, her life gets better because all she wants to do right now is to go for a bike ride with her favorite uncle. And I can do that for her. So during this surrender game, I will have to say, yes, Leah, there's nothing in the world I'd rather do than going for a 6 o'clock bike ride with you, even though I don't even have a bicycle, so I need to run after you. And of course the bike ride is filled with distractions and it's gonna take an hour or two. And she sees so much interesting things along the way and I just walk and say, life is good. A little later on, it's time for breakfast. I feel like I'm not really hungry, so why would I eat? I can wait a couple of hours until I get hungry. That's usually how I roll. She wants to split a watermelon with me and eat it on the pool deck. I figured, how does it affect my life if I say no? She gets sad and my life doesn't get that much better. If I say yes, she gets to eat awesome watermelon for breakfast instead of milk and cereals. So I figured, hell yeah, I want to split a watermelon with you and eat it right now, even though I'm not hungry. Some hours later, I want to go for a walk in the nature all alone because the morning has been quite intense and I could need some solitude just to reflect on whatever is going around me. Of course, she has different plans. She wants to go out and pick wild strawberries with me and put them on a straw of grass and give them to her mom when she gets back. And all I wanted to do was be alone, but I can wait with being alone. She clearly cannot wait. And if I say no, there will be lots of more questions. So I figured, let's go for a walk and pick strawberries, wild strawberries, and put them on a grass straw. A little bit later, I want to go for an afternoon run because I haven't filled my daily needs of body movement today. She wants to go down to the beach. It's bloody cold in the water and I don't really feel like taking a swim now. I had different plans, but I surrendered. So I said, yes, Leah, there's nothing I'd rather do in the world but going down to the beach with you. And I figured I can run on the beach and she can run with me. So I say yes to the present moment instead of no, which is yes to my being uncomfortable with the present moment. We get back from the beach And I figured now it's time for some rest. And she wants to go out and pick more strawberries and put them on a grass straw. Yes, Leah, there's nothing in the world I'd rather do but go out and pick wild strawberries with you. I want to just calm down because it's been such an intense day. She wants to go to the playground. And I will have to say, yes, there's nothing I'd rather do in the world but going to the playground with you, even though it's far away from here and it's tough. It's evening. I want to go to sleep. She wants me to read a book for her before she goes to sleep. And that is not one book, not two books. It's all her books. And I will have to say, yes, Leah, there's nothing in the world I'd rather do than read a story for you before you go to sleep. And of course the question arises, how on earth is this a good practice, or how on earth is this a spiritual practice? What is a spiritual practice? I guess it is just if you feel like you grow on a deeper level, then whatever you're doing it right. I was on the train some days ago. I was sitting there for like 5 hours and there was a family next to me, like with a couple of really loud, noisy, wild kids. And I knew that I'm gonna have to sit here with these kids. I might as well just start to like them. And I actually did. They were quite hilarious. But I can understand how you feel like this is unbearable. Why don't you do something, parents? Tame your kids. They are monsters. But they are fine in the now. They're having fun on the train. Sitting there complaining, that's not having fun. So back to our game. I'm not saying you should say yes to all the stupid suggestions your kid gives you. But you can choose anything, any acceptance game for you. For me, this is just a good practice because this is something I have resistance towards, and I find it really hard to be around kids because they take up so much space. And the reason I find it hard is probably because I take up a lot of space. So I need to share that space with the kid. And that's a good practice for me. So it's not really all about saying yes to everything your kid wants to do. But if you feel like you're having troubles with accepting anything your kid wants to do, maybe that's what you want to do. But you will find your own game, acceptance game, and your surrender game, and have fun with it. And the voice in my head is shouting out loud, hope, dear God, my future sure doesn't involve kids. It sounds bad. I don't want to be a bad person just because I don't want kids. But if future hands over kids to me and I can't resist it or I can't refuse it, then I'm gonna accept it. Sounds heavy. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day, everybody. And besides, the next generation, that is to say the kids, are definitely the future. Those are the ones who are gonna save the world. If it needs to be saved in the first place, I'm not so sure about that. But kids, working with kids might not be a bad idea. Influence them in the right way. But I don't want to have my own. Thank you. I'm the king of the sand, of the ocean.